I want to make everyone around me happy. Entrepreneurship is not just bed of roses, it's also bed of thorns. Nobody's memory is untrainable unless one has mental deficiency, mental retardation. Nepotism definitely will be there in the society as long as human beings exist. After 1947, no major revolution has happened. I want people to respect each other without any discrimination, like in the name of caste or religion or whatever. The best way to face negativity is to remain calm. The civilians who lead everyday life are supposed to be more valorous, more courageous than the actual soldiers fighting at the battlefield. Sight is your ability to see things and people in front of you, whereas vision is the capacity to forecast your future based on your past and present.
Ganesan asks, what is your aim in life?
My aim in life is to remain as the happiest human in the world. I want to make everyone around me happy. That's why I've created a slogan, be happy and make others happy. In Tamil, Magirvi is my slogan. And whatever that I do, through my songs, through my speeches, through my writings, Jai Padanijam book, through my actions like scuba diving world record, paragliding world record, or 3,500 multilingual songs singing from memory world record, being a brand ambassador of a multinational company as the only visually challenged person in the world with that world record. And more than all this, the healthiest family, and I'm the head of that healthiest family, the three of us. I'm very happy to say all that to you. I'm very happy to share with you that. So I want to make people happy and I want to remain happy all the time, whatever that I do. Thank you for the lovely question. And the person asked the first question, I think he deserves to be applauded, please. Yes, thank you. That's how I applaud. I don't applaud like a lazy man. I don't do that. Thank you.
They have named their YouTube account as H2H. They have asked, sir, your advice to future entrepreneurs.
Well, at this point in time, I think if you planned it to be an entrepreneur, you should know that entrepreneurship is not just bed of roses, it's also bed of thorns. So be prepared to take risk, but ultimately the country needs a lot of entrepreneurs. The country needs a lot of leaders. The country does not need managers, in fact. So make sure that you plan well, you have a vision for yourself and for your entrepreneurial venture. What sort of entrepreneurship? Is it social entrepreneurship? Just business entrepreneurship? What is that you want to venture into? You must have clarity and vision. And then based on that, things will start setting in. I'll be with you, don't worry. Thank you.
Sir, Monisha S. wants to know more about your paragliding record.
On the 2nd of February 2018, I went to Pune. I went to a place called Kamshet, a village. There's a school called Indus Paragliding. They call themselves Indus Sky. INDUS, Indus Sky. So I went there. My dearest, lovely, darling friend, Sanjay Pendurkar, a Marathi gentleman who would not speak a word of Tamil. He trained me with his team, lovely team, Indus team, for about a week's time. I went there, of course, before a week's time. So on the 2nd of February 2018, I managed to be the only visually challenged solo pilot to have paraglided as high as 5,000 feet high and landed zoom, so safe, like a professional paraglider. That's how I did. I would just listen to the instructions from being up above the sky. They say that, up above there, right? So I would be there. There would be a walkie-talkie or there would be a radio which would be broadcasting their instruction. Left, 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 straight, left, left, yes, straight, right, 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 yes, straight, further, right, yes, ready to land, yes. The reason is most people who can see, who attempt to become solo pilots, they make all sorts of wrong coordination between what they listen to, what they hear, and what they do. When they are told to turn left, they would turn exactly right. But the team was amazed. Sanjay was amazed at my exact accurate listening capacity. They say right, I would turn right. They say left, I would turn left. Exactly. Because when you go up there, you'd be panicked. There's a lot of wind around. You'd be floating literally in the air. That's it. And you'd know more about it. You can watch the video, paragliding video, in detail on IITV as well. Thank you for the lovely question, Monisha.
I have a question. There was a question like how to develop the memory.
Nobody's memory is untrainable unless one has mental deficiency, mental retardation. Everybody's memory can be trained, and there are training techniques, memory techniques for that. Like, for example, visualization technique, the association of ideas technique, imaginary technique, organizing technique, and so on. I think I call it AVIO, association, visualization, imagination, and organization. I think we have these techniques. I may not be able to expand everything so nicely right now, but I'm there for you. Don't worry. This is not the end. This is day one for us. We'll have greater honeymoon. Several honeymoons put together. We'll have honeymoon of friendship. I mean, we'll travel together all the time, right? So don't worry. And the most important thing is to stay calm, to stay happy within. Then it's easy for your memory to be trained, honestly.
I think you should start a course with respect to this.
I'm going to, honestly. There's a great announcement right now. We will do a program on 10-day to an effective memory.
Yeah.
A 10-day course to an effective memory. We'll have it done through inspiringilango.com.
The next question is, how many world records you hold?
Singing, paragliding, scuba diving, diving into the sea, deepest ocean diver, then being the only brand ambassador who's visually challenged, and being the only professional speaker who's visually challenged. About 5.
Next question, how to remove nepotism from our society?
Okay. What is nepotism, by the way? Can you explain?
It is the practice among those with power or influence of favoring relatives or friends, especially by giving them jobs.
I'll put it in one word: favoritism.
Favoritism, exactly.
Okay. You favor some people unduly who don't deserve. For example, my son Arun Vetrilango, if I'm alive when he's in his peak of career, if I'm alive, and if I hold a position in my organization, Vision Inspiring Ilango Foundation, or Mom for India, Movement of Mothers for India, or ACE Panacea Life Skills Private Limited, of which I'm the managing director, there are people working already for the organization, for example. They are there already. And superseding all of them, if I give my son a position saying that, oh, from today, he's going to be the director. Okay, why? Why should he be made the director? Well, he's my son, man. Shut up. It's my organization. He's my son. If I say that, that is nepotism. Whereas if my son deserves, he has already worked hard. He has been doing it, in fact, for years together. He has been among the people. Then if he comes to a certain level of power in the hierarchy, nothing wrong in it. We have a wrong tendency to blame in the name of dynasty or whatever, dynasty rule or something. Nepotism definitely will be there in the society as long as human beings exist. I'm telling you. Let's face the reality. As long as human beings live, nepotism will be there. It is for people like us, that is, I and you put together, we would decide that we would not indulge in nepotism, whatever that we do and wherever we are. Thank you. And gradually it will change.
Sir, Anurag Patak, a guy
Anurag
called
Patak, healthy morning. Yes.
he has asked, there are students who have been forced to pursue a group or a course by their parents and other influencers, and still they have a dream to pursue. What can be done, and what is your view on that?
Honestly, it's pretty unfortunate that the parents impose their dreams or unfulfilled dreams upon their children. Now, I don't do that. In fact, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, if you're into the situation, no point in blaming, right? No point in blaming after that. After all, you're already in the situation. So why to make the situation more miserable by thinking about it all the time, every day, every moment, and say, oh, I wish I was not here. I wish I was in something else, somewhere else. I wish this idiot, my parent, didn't advise me like this. What's the point in it? It amounts to more misery. It amounts to more unhappiness. It amounts to more stress. So The best thing to do is to plan so diligently. You can plan so diligently. How? You can do this particular course, not of your choice, reasonably all right, that's okay. But also make sure that you pursue your dream, whatever that you've planned. For example, you may want to choose arts and crafts, that is painting or sculpture, whatever, or singing or sports or something. Don't give up. Please don't give up. For my sake, please don't give up. Don't give up your dream, because you'll be crying for the rest of your life after establishing a career. You'll be crying within for the rest of your life. Do you want that? I don't think so. So please don't give up your dream. If you're passionate about it, I think the passion will lead you to action. The passion will empower you with a vision. And I'm sure you will accomplish your dream. Again, I am there. In fact, I have done several counselings of convincing parents to accommodate the students' desires. And fortunately, the parents have listened to me. You know, I wish I could listen to some of your parents as well. But anyway, I've not got the opportunity. If I have, I would certainly talk to them. And I would convince them, certainly. Right? Sometimes your ambitions may also be checked. There could be some situations of that kind. You may not be very clear on your ambitions. You may be vague. You might have just been swayed by some friends, some neighbors, some seniors. But you may not have the ambition or passion. How do you know that? I'll tell you. Even after 3 months after joining this course, even after 3 months of joining this course, if you still have the same passion and same ambition, I'm sure you're born for that. So persist. Keep going. I'm there with you. I love you. Thank you.
And there is one question from Harsh Pial. What is your healthy diet plan to be fit?
Well, fruits to start with, seasonal fruits, maybe banana, mango, depending on the seasons, of course, pineapple or whatever. Fruits, first choice. Second one, of course, we have a bit of vegetables, raw vegetables like carrot and so on. Of course, millets. You can make all sorts of delicious dishes. Srilata makes excellent, delicious dishes. You come home, I'll host you an exuberant, unforgettable, delicious, mouth-watering lunch or breakfast or dinner. Who said it will not be tasty if you're healthy in terms of your diet? It could be very tasty, inviting. So she makes excellent whatever dosas or whatever you name it, idlis or whatever, in Thinai, Samai, Kudaivali, Kambu, they call it millets. அதை போய் சிறுதானியம் சொல்லிட்டாங்க நம்ம தமிழ்ல. சிறுதானியமா ஏன்னா சின்னதா இருக்கிறதுனால சிறுதானியம். Right? But I think I want you to be conscious of, your parents must be conscious, especially your mother has to be conscious of that. Right? If she listens to this, if mothers are listening to me, my dearest lovely darling mothers, if you're listening to me, please ensure that your kitchen is free from white sugar. It is free from chilies. Instead, you can have cane sugar or palm sugar or pepper instead of chilies, and as much as possible avoiding salt, right? Using it to the bare minimum quantity possible. But the taste would be there. There is a wide range of dishes, in fact, using the millets and so on. You can make excellent Samai biryani. If any of you are biryani lovers, you can make excellent Samai biryani. Wow. Oh, I'm tempted now. Okay, yummy. So, fruits, my first choice, my dear. Fruits. I always enjoy fruits. I relish my fruits. I love the other things. I'm basically, I'm more sweet, in fact. I'm a sweet lover. I'm sweet inclined. So I go for this groundnut burfis and so on, made at home. We don't buy things from outside at all. We make things at home. So that's about that. Come home, all of you, one day. I'll host all of you an excellent, delicious lunch or dinner. Thank you.
There is one question from Vasant Balaji. Will you enter politics? People like you are more needed for politics.
Okay, I'll answer it very brief. I have absolutely no intentions, primarily because I have a lot of things to comment on the very basic fundamentals of our Indian democracy itself. Like certain basic constitutional reforms have to be done. Without these reforms, even if the best person in the world, even if the most ideal person in the world, even if the most uncorrupt person in the world, human in the world, comes to power, nothing will change. Nothing will change. A few changes will happen, no doubt, here and there. It's like the entire vehicle having some issue. So you can change the clutch. I mean, I'm talking about a bus. Let's take a bus, for example. The bus has an issue. India is a bus. So you change clutch, you change the brakes, you change the horn, you change the handbars, you change the steering, you change the seats, you change the lights, you change the other speaker systems, the audio system, you change tires, for example, you change many other things. But remember, there is an issue with the engine. Either the engine has to be reconditioned, it has to be substituted. So I am of the view, since I am of the view so strongly, I can talk about it even to the Prime Minister of this country so comfortably, honestly speaking, right? Because I'm very, very fully aware. I have done my reading, I've done my homework, because I can't be talking simply without substance. I have read the Constitution, the Indian Constitution. I know what is what. I know the penal code, the IPC, the Indian Penal Code. So, things to happen after 1947, no major revolution has happened. If you study any major countries in terms of developed countries or progressed countries, at least once in 3 decades, they would have undergone some major revolution, major transformation. Let's not call revolution. People may not like the word. So, transformation, major transformation. But India has not gone through any major transformation. I'm underlining the word major transformation, like in the electoral system and all that. What am I going to do? Am I going to simply be a blamer? Simply keep blaming, oh, the politics is bad, the politicians are bad, everybody is bad, only I'm good. Can I go on talking like that? No. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to really create people like you. Woo! Okay? Because you are my eyes, you are my vision. Honestly, not to flatter you. I'm not going to gain anything at all. In fact, my payment has been credited already, so I don't think I have anything to gain financially or otherwise. But I have a lot of things to gain, more than financial gains. I have a lot of other things to gain from you. You are my vision. So if I have that vision inbuilt in you, if I transmit that vision in you for a gender-free society, for an educated, really educated society, for a society without discrimination, if I empower you with all that vision, you will take care of it. I may not live to even see that, but you will take care of it. So why do I bother? So my job is to go to youngsters like you and talk to people and say, my dearest darlings, please understand. Do you know the Constitution of India? The basics of the Constitution of India, at least. You're all commerce students. Does it mean that you should not know the Constitution of India? No, not at all. You need to know. At least the basics. You need not read each and every paragraph, each and every word. At least the basic fundamental duties, the fundamental rights of a citizen, the duties of a state, the formation, how a parliament is formed in India, how the assemblies of states are formed in India. We need to know. Then after that, you understand the flaws, FLAWS. Then after getting to know the flaws, you know what to do. You'll start really spreading the word. You'll start getting into some proactive measures. I believe that if individuals are changed, the social transformation will happen. I may not live to see the transformation. I don't care. I don't need to enjoy the fruit right now. If my grandchildren enjoy the fruit, that'll be more than enough for me, right? So I have started sowing the seeds right now. Wherever I go, I talk about these things to people. I talk about value system. I talk about people being fair, even without CCTV camera. I talk about people respecting each other despite the gender, whether someone is a woman or a man. I want people to respect each other without any discrimination, like in the name of caste or religion or whatever. And if you do all that, the world will become a greater place. It is not a great place now, unfortunately. You know that a lot of people are done injustice. Please, my dear, I don't want to cry right now. Please do something about it. Honestly, I'm with you. Thank you.
There is a question from Vishal. Sir, in your life, when you felt of quitting everything, what you did at that time, what is your advice to young students about that point?
I did feel a couple of times before a particular episode, people know, or whoever knows Inspiring Ilango would know this episode, that I was ragged during my college days for my speaking in English. People thought I was a snob. So my seniors took me to the tennis court of Loyola College and they ragged me. And after 45 minutes of verbal torture, they asked me, a particular student, in fact, asked me to contemplate on suicide because he was very, very friendly, it seems, at that point in time. He was offering the suggestion for my good, it seems, that he was offering the suggestion so that my life would be at least saved from misery in future. I should think of dying, killing myself. And at that time, somehow, the resilient self in me came up with this reply. If I could spend a moment of shaking hands with that person, that would be fine. And I did that. While shaking hands with that person, I said, I did feel a couple of times very uncertain as to why I was the only blind person in the world when all my fellow beings could see and they could jump about, they could play around. I could not do all that with them. So what would I do? So I've gained an answer right now. From today, I would not die of an unnatural death at any cost because when people like you could exist, why can't I live? I asked that gentleman and I had a thunderous applause from all the mute spectators as well. That was how I discovered my own potential. Remember, I spoke about the statue story. It's a real story. The golden Buddha statue is still there in Thailand. It is supposed to be one of the most viewed statues, in fact. Tourist spot indeed, right? So he, meaning the chief monk, peeled off the whole thing. He uncovered the statue and he discovered the gold. So you have to uncover certain things from you and discover certain greater things in you, the angel in you, the pearl in you, the gem in you. I don't value gold, but I value the gold human beings within, right? That's about that. Thank you. So I don't think I have given up at all, despite any challenges. In fact, challenges make life interesting. Without challenges, life is not worth living. Without challenge, life is not worth living. Without challenge, not even a day is worth spending. Some challenge has to be there, big or small. Some challenge has to be there. Thank you.
Sir, H2H asks, your favorite books which you would recommend us to read in this young age?
My book. Jay Padinijam in Tamil. I think it's shortly coming up going to be published. Probably it'll take another 2 or 3 months time, to be published in English. But right now it's available in Tamil, saving so many thousands of people from suicidal tendencies. It's called Jay Padinijam. My book is there. If I don't talk about my book, who else will? So Jay Padinijam is there. And my favorite books, my audio favorite books, have always been Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, Stephen R. Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and Richard Dawkins. Of course, all his favorite books I really enjoy. I'll tell you, I think when he speaks about the selfish gene, wow, what a revelation. Stephen Hawking's works on what's there when he talks about the universe, how the universe came to being, and so on. I mean, I enjoy reading such books. In fact, I enjoy listening to such books. All right, and there are books like that. I think in Tamil, Pen Yen Adimaiyanar by Periyar. We have a lot of other books, whole list of books. Einstein's Journey, Mahatma Gandhi's My Experiment with Truth. What is it called in Tamil? Satya Sodhanai. And several other books are there. Whatever that I could think of right now, especially the first 2 books I mentioned, they're almost like my dictionaries for relationship health, how to win friends and influence people, for improving my lifestyle or for improving my self-confidence, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. And several other books are there. Thank you.
Sir, the next question, Varun Ahuja has asked, who's your mentor?
I have several people to have mentored. I have not gone through any personal mentorship at all. People have gone through several mentorships with me. But there are certain people who have shaped me up. Like I mentioned, these people like Gandhi, for example, M.K. Gandhi. Wow, what a man. What a great Tata. Truly the father of nation, right? He laid the path. A lot of experiment he did with himself. He had a lot of honesty to admit a lot of faults, a lot of follies from his life. Who would do that? A few would do that. And he is one of the few. That's why wherever you go to any part of the world, you would have an MG road, Mahatma Gandhi road, be it in the US, be it in the UK, be it in any of the European countries, even in Japan, we have MG road. They may not even know, the localites may not even know what MG road. Many people may not know. But people who know, the authorities, when you ask them, excuse me, what MG stands for? You don't know you're from India? Mahatma Gandhi. They say that. So he has really conquered the world in his own way, honestly. So I like him. And Periyar in terms of reasoning, rational thinking, and Einstein in terms of course, Stephen Hawking or Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens. Many people have been shaping me up. But I don't think I could call one person as my mentor or something, as this person has really shaped me completely or something. For different things, I take different mentorship, like S.P. Balasubramaniam for singing, right? For voice modulations and so on. People like Tim Sebastian from the BBC World, a lot of other news readers, in fact. So for public speaking, there have been several speakers. They would come and go. For some time, it was Obama. For some time, it was Annadurai, C.N. Annadurai. Sometime it was many other people, in fact, right? So I'm learning from youngsters like you. But to use the word mentorship, since you correctly use the word mentorship, I would go through certain people for some time. For example, I would say I would sit with Stephen Hawking. I would not think about anybody else for the next 6 months or 3 months. I would only read, I would only think about Stephen Hawking. So a mentorship happens there. Whatever that he says, whatever that he said, whatever that is left in terms of black hole theory, in terms of universe, whatever he has spoken about. I would sit with Albert Einstein and I would not think about anybody else for another month or so, right? Christopher Hitchens, Richard Dawkins, a lot of people, right? Thank you.
Sir, Srita asks how to face negativity.
The best way to face negativity is to remain calm within. Sometimes you exhibit calmness externally, but you have all storm going around, tsunami going around within yourself. That shouldn't be the case. You must be emotionally intelligent. Now, the world talks about EQ, emotional quotient, not IQ, intelligence quotient. So, please make sure that you remain calm when it comes to negativity. Let it pass. Let it pass. Whatever that happens unreasonably within yourself, let them pass through you. I've given an example yesterday or the day before, I'm not sure. It's like a snake passing on you, over you. If you remain calm without being agitated, it would go through you. If you do something agitated, then I think it would bite you. Just let it go. Let go. Let go your emotions. Let them go. Let them pass through you. By going through these emotions, you're not a bad person. Everybody has to go through these emotions. I go through these emotions, in fact. I have negativity. I have failures. And I go through all of them. I let them go. Okay. The next thing to do is to substitute them with some positive assertions. Now, on your behalf, my darlings there on Zoom would repeat the assertions. You'd also, from wherever you are, repeat these assertions after me. All right? I'm born to win.
I'm born to win.
And with a thumbs up signal, I am born to win.
I'm born to win.
Yes. Okay. Priya, you will have the same modulation for all the three. Can you shout it out, scream it out? I'm born to win.
I'm born to win.
A little better, but it could be a little better. One more last time.
I'm born to win.
Shout, scream it out.
I'm born to win.
Better. But it's still, I'm born to win. I'm born to win. I'm born to win.
I'm born to win.
Yes. That's the noise I want from Priya. Okay? Okay,
Yes,
Priya?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is an assertion you have to say within yourself and say this after me again. Okay. Do not do anything to others. Do
Do
not do
not do anything to others
which you do not want others to do to you.
which you do not want others to do to you.
Do not do anything to others
Do not do anything to others
which you do not want others to do to you.
which you do not want others to do to you.
Yay! That's it. Yes. நீங்கள் உங்களுக்கு பிறர் எதை செய்ய வேண்டாம் என்று நினைக்கிறீர்களோ அதை நீங்கள் பிறருக்கு செய்யாதீர்கள். If you don't want to be abused, don't abuse. If you want to be apologized when somebody does something wrong, you should also do the same. Apologize. You want to be thanked for your acts, you should also thank people. Thank people for whatever that happens. Be grateful to people. So the same rule. If everybody follows this, my dearest darling friends, the world will be a very, very, very sweet, accommodative place. It will become a place for everybody, irrespective of any problem. For visually challenged people, there are certain facilities which may not be available. For speech impaired people, there are some facilities which may not be there. For people who cannot walk, the orthopedically challenged people, they may have certain issues, but the world cannot accommodate them. We may not provide them wheelchairs at the airports or something, or we may not have ramps while constructing buildings because we want to save money. So we would not have ramps at all. So I think the world is like that now, but I want your generation to be different, right? Accommodate everybody. Do not do anything to others which you do not want others to do to you. Who said this? Confucius. Confucius, more than 5,000 years ago, said that. But incidentally, he's from China, so don't hate China just like that. Okay, thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
What is the path to success? To stay happy within yourself is the first step, in fact, to win the marathon of your lifetime victory. And have a proper vision. Make sure that you evaluate your vision. You get the company from your people around and get an action plan implemented every now and then with evaluation. திருவள்ளுவர் மிக அழகாக சொல்கிறார், ஒரு போருக்கு செல்லும் பொழுது என்னெல்லாம் பண்ணணும், என்ன செய்ய வேண்டும் என்பதை சொல்லும் பொழுது, first know your strength, then know the strength of your assistants, your accomplice, then know the strength of your enemies, then go to the war field. Don't simply blindly go to the war field. Life is a war field. Life is a battlefield. In fact, as John Milton says, the civilians who lead everyday life are supposed to be more valorous, more courageous than the actual soldiers fighting at the battlefield. Do you agree? They are the people who have greater challenges, worse challenges, survival challenges. They are beaten from all sides, left, right, front, back, center, from all directions. People have been hit, but still they have to survive. That's a survival game. That's what Charles Darwin speaks. Another interesting mentor of my life is Charles Darwin. His Origin of Species, wonderful. And he's written an excellent other book as well, speaking about how the gradations have happened, right, in human evolution.
So the next question would be my personal question, sir. How would you differentiate between sight and vision?
Sight is your ability to see things and people in front of you or beside you, whereas vision is the capacity to forecast your future based on your past and present.
Thank you, sir. The next question would be, Sai Krishnan has asked, what is your affirmation?
Well, I think 3 L's are my affirmations. Live, love, and leave my legacy. I want to live life in full measure. Every moment I need to be enjoying, celebrating this life. In fact, every day, every moment is a celebration for me. Love everybody and every other species unconditionally, and leave the world with my legacy. Even after 1,000 years from now, I should be remembered when somebody is sitting anywhere in the globe, in Australia, in America, the European countries, Asian countries, African countries, anywhere. If somebody Googles with the word motivation or inspiration, they should get my name, Inspiring Ilango. They should get my details. I should become a source of inspiration for them even then. That's the kind of legacy I should leave with when I leave the world. So these are my affirmations. Thank you.
Sir, Lokesh asks, how can we eradicate poverty from India?
I think I'm laughing at it because many people have been talking about it. Nothing has been done so far. Anyway, the only way to eradicate poverty is to make people understand that they are poor and why they are poor and who makes them poor. These so-called poor people understand. If poor people, by whom you mean people who are financially poor, if that was what you meant by poor people, I think if they know exactly who actually caused poverty, why they remain poor, and what they should do, if they are aware of that. In other words, education is the only way to salvage poverty. Education is the only way to make people come out of poverty. Because when I say education, it's not simply formal degrees and so on. Real education, wisdom, real education. When you have real education, you know what's happening to you, what's not happening to you, or why certain things are happening to you, or why certain things are not happening to you. Then the action plans start emerging. Thank you.
The confidence kept on us by others create a sort of pressure at a particular point to sustain the trust. IA, sir.
True.
How to overcome such pressure and stress, sir?
Well, yeah, this is a very universal issue, challenge, in fact, I would say. Okay, the best thing to do right at that point in time is to not to be carried away by the expectations of other people. Your life is your life. You're living your life completely for yourself. Of course, you're living for others as well. No doubt about that. You're living for your parents, you're living for your society, and so on. But primarily, you're living for yourself. And then comes the other two important aspects. So, you're living your life for yourself. And if you have self-belief, if you have a proper vision, if you have a proper understanding of whoever gives you that pressure, I'm sure you can come out of all of them very comfortably and successfully. But remember, in the beginning I said, please go through that. Let that pass through you, right? But if you're clear, nobody can shake you. If you're clear, right? Everybody will fail, mind you. The so-called best person in the world will also fail. If she or he doesn't fail, then she or he cannot be considered human at all. I have failed so many times. I have let certain people down, unfortunately. I have not let my mother down. In the long run, what matters is what you should think about, not in the short term. In the long run, how you're going to succeed in life, how you're going to accomplish the aspects in life. Long term, please remember, long term is a word here, key word here. You may have temporary failures. I define failure as a temporary postponement of your success, a grand success, a temporary postponement of your grand success. It is just a temporary postponement is okay, but temporary postponement, that too, it's a temporary one. You have just postponed your success. Not this time. It's going to happen some other time. That's all.
Sir, do you believe in God? Which is asked in all the sessions.
I know. I don't believe in God because I'm a man of reasoning and I believe that I have no evidence. God is a theory. I don't think. I believe in you. I believe in Augustine. I believe in Priya. I believe in Mohan. I believe in Murugan. I believe in all of you because I know that you're there with me all the time. We'll support each other mutually. Whenever you need me, I'm there for you. Whenever I need you, you're there for me as well. How? You will support Vision Inspiring Ilango Foundation by being volunteers there. You'll also help me to get donors, monthly donors. Just 200 rupees from every donor will make a huge difference to the lives of the visually challenged like me. and to the lives of many thousands of people like you who have the tendency to kill themselves, right? And you have Mom for India movement, which is for mothers, which is going to train them in life skills, which is going to train them in healthy living, which is going to make them healthy leaders of families. I would have your support there. I live my life based on evidence. I live my life based on reasoning. I live my life based on science. A future scientist like you. I don't think that's of any issue at all. I'm happy if, just for the sake of theory postulation, if God were there, she or he or it would appreciate me. Sure. Just by denying, I don't think she or he or it would put me down, because I'm living my life happily, healthily. I'm keeping all the people around me healthy and happy as well. And I know that it's Tidum Nandrum Pirartara Vara. Whether it is good or bad, I am responsible for my own life. Right? That's it. Thank you.